Good morning, everybody. We're going to do a quick summary of what we talked about in class today. We are starting Unit 2 of the CED, which is the College Board thing, but it's Chapter 3 in our textbook. It's all about scatter plots. So let's go ahead and take a look at what we had as the practice in class. Okay, so the question is, a study was conducted to see the number of minutes of screen time is a good predictor of popularity rank. And what we are looking at here is we're trying to figure out if you could make good predictions based upon how many minutes on the screen each one of these Star Wars characters was. So first question says, what are the explanatory, what's the response variables? Well, in this case, my explanatory variable would be my screen time. And my response variable would be my rank. And the reason we're using that reasoning is we're trying to determine does screen time lead to where they rank? Does screen time lead to where they rank? Does screen time lead to a rank? Okay, now make a scatter plot. I'm going to tell you folks honestly, like I said in class, very rarely, I'm never going to make you make a scatter plot. College Board very rarely does it where you're going to be making it and presenting it as like your answer. Your calculator is going to do it. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to calculator, we're going to go to stat, we're going to go to edit. What we're going to do in L1 is we're going to put all the screen times. So 150, 261, I'll zoom in a second, 282, 163, 316, 294, 410, 260, 134, 359, 100, 210, 107, and 59. And then in our L2 column, we're going to put in the ranks, and this will be relatively easy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay, so we got all those in there. Now what we're going to do is we want to go to the mode button. So I'm going to zoom in here so we can look a little bit better. Let's go to the mode button. And what we want to do is we want to go to where it says stat diagnostics. Stat diagnostics, we want to make sure we turn it on. Anytime you reset the calculator, you got to turn this thing back on. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to run the regression. So maybe a second, quit to get back to the screen to run the regression. Stat, calc, and we're going to go to number 8, lin reg a plus bx. Like I mentioned in class, this is what you did maybe in Algebra 1 or Algebra 2. We use number 8 in statistics. What's going to happen is we're going to go ahead and say our explanatory is in L1, our response is in L2. We don't worry about frequency list. Here, what I want you to do is I want to get you in the habit of hitting alpha, trace, and then I want you to put Y1 in there. What it's going to do is it's going to store the regression equation in your calculator so we can use it to make predictions. So we're going to enter through and calculate. And what that actually does is it tells us our regression equation. This is going to be our y-intercept, 10.83. Our slope is negative 0.015. So if I looked at this, what I would say is that y hat equals 10.829 minus 0.015x, or even better would be to say predicted rank equals 10.829 minus 0.015 times screen time. Because then I put it in the context so that if someone wanted to look at it, they could make a prediction. So now if I needed to make a prediction on saying how many minutes someone was in the movie, where the rank would be, I could do that. So let's keep going. Scatter plot. Second, y equals to get the stat plot. We're going to turn it on, and it's the default one. That first one is your scatter plot. So what we're going to do is we're going to zoom 9 it. And when we zoom 9 it, it is going to show us our scatter plot, and it's going to put our line of best fit, our regression equation in there. So basically what this shows us is it shows us a negative relationship, if you will. So when Now, if I want to describe the relationship here, the way we used it in class is we used DOFS, D-O-F-S, direction. It looks like there is a negative association. Negative association between screen time and rank. Okay, we're going to go to F for form. In this case, if I'm looking at this, does it have a linear relationship here? If you're asking me my honest opinion of this does not look super linear to me, but it's very, very weak in terms of how linear it is. So again, when we're describing that relationship, what we really want to do is we want to give our best guess. And in this case, honestly, if you're asking me on this one, it's linear, kinda. So in this one, I would say the form is linear, but that's where the S part comes in for strength. This is this is definitely a weak linear association. So this is a linear relationship between screen time and rank. And there is a weak association between screen time and rank. And then the last one is outliers. And I'll be honest with you, on an outlier, it has to clearly be an outlier. In this case right here, I don't see any unusual features or outliers here. Again, if I look at this, I know this seems out there, but it's not enough. It really has to be out there. So like if I had a dot that was like way out here somewhere, maybe it'd be an outlier. Or if I had a dot way over here, that'd be an outlier. In this case, I see no unusual features. So again, if you were ever asked to put a scatter plot on here, folks, seriously, you just make your best estimate guess of this one. So again, I'll do this. And we're going to put screen time down here. And we're going to put rank here. And what we would do is we would look and see what the scale is of our screen times up here. So I'd probably count by maybe 50s, count by 50, 100, so 50, 100, 150, 200, and so forth. And then I would just copy a rough idea of what that curve looks like. So dot, 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 dot. This one down here, a couple down here, and like here and here. And again, this is definitely a weak association between it. So it's not really a great predictor to use to make any sort of guesses about ranks based on screen time. So hopefully that answers the question. Please give me any feedback and the reflection, and we'll get started on the next step on Wednesday.